Well, I tried cleaning the lens on my camcorder. That came off. Ugh. I don't know if that's a combination of paint overspray and or if I took the anti-reflective coating off the lens or not, but ew. What's up, everybody? It's Eric. Oh, that looks better. I've just been noticing the last few videos, this is really hazy and not looking very good, but at least through the viewfinder, that looks better. Hopefully I didn't destroy my camera lens. This camcorder is getting a little old in the tooth, but I'm gonna upgrade it at some point. Get some kind of 4K camera or something. I don't really care about 4K, but this thing's 1080p, but I don't think it actually really films in 1080p. It's a little fuzzy. So higher resolution, better. Anywho, how y'all doing? Welcome to 2021. Back to the Camaro. I want to thank everybody who gave me inputs on this fan relay wiring stuff. Some really valuable inputs there. Super appreciated. I did end up buying the PWM pulse width modulated fan controller. We'll see how that works out. I do like that idea. You know, as a couple of people were pointing out, with this setup, the fans are just, they're binary, they're off and on, so there's no low and high. So basically, as soon as the fans kick on, this thing is going to be blaring full speed. I haven't tried the fans yet. I don't know how noisy they are, but they're probably pretty noisy. So the PWM controller will hopefully solve that issue somewhat, and gives me some more wiring options and stuff. There's stuff I can do there, but that's not gonna show up for another week or so. Can only find it on eBay, so I can't really move forward on the fan wiring. So what I'm going to do is go back to the power steering pump. I have the bolts. I got those in the mail. They're over there. I have the hoses and stuff, so I'll see if I can get all that done while I have this all taken apart in here. So we'll see how that goes. So these are the this power steering pump is a DSE unit, or the pump is. I'm not sure about the. Yeah, I guess that whole thing is Detroit Speed, even though that it came part of the Vintage Air assembly, the Vintage Air front runner. So all the fittings and stuff here are DSE. This is a standard GM pump. So I bought the Vintage Air hoses, which again are just DSE hoses, to connect all this together, but it's some assembly required. You got to cut them to length and whatever. So we'll go through that process. We'll get this stuff set up here and we'll see how it goes. All right, so here's the kit. Of course, I took the instructions out. Now I got to go find where I did those. I'm sure I can find those online. Basically, these guys go into the pump, or the steering box rather, so they convert the flares to AN fittings, and these are AN. Then you got to put the other ends on yourself here. But first order of business, well, I got to find the instructions that I took out of there. I think they're over here. That looks suspiciously like it right there. Of course, the way they put it in the box, you can't get it apart without destroying it, so that's always nice. There, this looks correct. Yep. Okay. Got that. And there's the steering box. I got Borgeson 12.7 to 1. Not really much that comes with this thing, I don't think. So we do need to center the box. I didn't do that last time. I'm just going to do that again. So total box turns are plus or minus 3. Okay. 4 master splines on the pinion shaft will be at 3, 6, 9 o'clock. All right. So let's get the box, stick it in the vise here, and then we'll center it and get that going first. All right, we got this guy sitting in a vise. Hopefully won't come loose and fall on the floor. I'll get you on the tripod here and we'll see how this works here. All right, so put a set of vice grips on there, pointing straight up. Not sure what the proper locale. So if this is sitting in the car, that's facing back toward the steering shaft. I think that's correct. That should be pointing up, I believe. So let's see what we have in the way of turns. It's 1.5. Okay, so it was centered, it seems. 1.5. Yep. Okay, so it was already centered. So half a turn, 1 turn. So that's, oh, it came centered, and most of the time people say they do come centered, so that's good to see that this one was. All right, so I tried to line this thing up straight up here. Don't know whether that's exactly correct or not, but it's roughly correct. And then I marked here on the output shaft here where these are. I guess this is what they were talking about here. The 4 master splines on the Pitman shaft. Yeah, so there's four splines there. So I just picked one there and marked where center is, so because you can't really tell from here, right? It could be off a turn and you wouldn't be able to tell. So this says that's center, so that's good to go. So we can go ahead and drop this in the car. Sorry, drop this in the car now, I think. If there's anything else I want to do on the bench. Yeah, I'll put these fittings in before I do that. Don't you just hate it when your days start out like this? So the steering box says it comes, where is it here? The steering box is designed to use O-rings. We have included 2 brass inserts to convert the steering box to inverted flare. Oh, here they are. Ah, yes, I couldn't find them. There they are. Nice. Wipes his brow. I was like, okay, how's this going to work? Right, because these guys are inverted flare. That is clearly not inverted flare. Okay, good. I'll save my day. Good. All right, we can do that. This will be one of those videos. This has happened in the past where I'll post a video and saying, man, there's no inverted flare or no brass fittings. Now I have to go buy those. And then someone will be like, hey, dummy, did you look? When they see the video, it's like, it's right there. Luckily, I caught it myself this time. So I don't look like a complete noob, even though I am. All right, so these 2 fittings appear to be the same size, even though the inverted flare is a different size. Doesn't seem to matter. So I'm going to try and drop these things in their appropriate places. Down in the hole there, like so. All right, and these are 2 different sizes. I've got a big one and a small one. I still have to look up which one is which. Maybe I don't. The hoses will tell me which one goes where. So that guy fits there. That guy fits there. And voila, we've gone from O-ring to inverted flare to AN. That doesn't screw in very far. I'm not sure that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. All right, let me get a wrench and tighten those things up. That one's still a little more proud than this one. Cinched in there quite a bit further than where I had it, so it definitely had more travel in there, but hopefully that seated down in there well. All right, go ahead and get this guy mounted. Like I said, I had to order the bolts because I didn't have them. So they're ready to go here. All right, that was pretty unpleasant to do by myself. Did get it up in there eventually. That is a piece of my glove. All right, so that guy's up. Wow, that's really tight right there. So this is the return line right here. This is the pressure line, so I've got to find the best way to route those hoses now. That's a very tight fit. Okay. All right, so this is going to be a little tricky here because the in and out are right next to each other on the pump. So this is the return line here. So this goes onto this guy here, and that's a straight fitting. So I could do something like that. And then this guy has this 90-degree on it. I don't know if you can see that down there. So, you know, you could angle it all the way around the back, something like that, and try and bring the hose in from that way. Or I'm going to try, I think I can get it into wires. Get this to come in to the front here, like that. So this line would come in kind of like this. Sorry if I'm not filming this very well here. Kind of like that. See if you can see where my hand is. Come in that angle. So that gives you both of these lines with this kind of tight loop like that. I'm going to fiddle around with it a little bit more and see if there's a better way to do it, but I don't think so. this one kind of has to be what it is, I think, you know, unless you try and bring it around this way and back. This one, like I said, unless you angle it back toward the exhaust manifold, you're kind of out of luck there too. So I might start with this one. It's the easier of the two anyway. And try and get a sense of where I want it to go. I don't know, we'll see. All right, I think after fiddling around with this a little bit, I'm going to run them like this. I'm going to run them over the steering box and then back around. Idea being, I think it'll look cleaner, less strain on the hoses. And since the hoses are long, I can always come back and cut them later and make them shorter if I need to. There's nothing in here that's going to get in the way. That keeps them out of the way of the fan belt. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So in this case, still deciding which of these two I want to do first. So this one, you have to put some heat shrink hose on here. Get this little fitting off of there. I'll come back to that. The other one's an AN fitting, so we'll see. All right, I decided to start with the high pressure line. So this is where I want to make my cut. I wrap this with electrical tape tightly. I'm gonna get the hacksaw, cut it right there. Then we'll proceed. Not the prettiest cut, but it worked. Okay, what's next? This appears to be a Teflon style hose. So those come with the, you have to use the ferrules on those. I haven't done one of these before, so. And that's the part of the instructions that are missing, but we'll figure it out here. All right, so we got the cap here. The ferrule goes between the outer braid and the Teflon hose in the center. You can see here. That seems to be it. And then this guy goes down inside there. And tighten it all up. Let's see. That was way harder than it should have been. This thing's just supposed to slide down inside the tube there, but it was stuck. It wouldn't go in. I put a little bit of the oil from the AC stuff that I have. I suppose any sort of oil would have worked there. Something, power steering fluid would be better. Okay, so I gotta figure out exactly where I want this clocked, but we'll just kind of roughly stick this together so it doesn't come apart. We'll figure out how it fits. Realize I probably have a better angle from over here, so we'll start filming from over here. Duh. All right, so that runs around like that. Comes up around the bottom there. I think that's okay. Looks all right. So we'll loosen this guy up, and then we'll want to mark this where that is, or tighten that down where that is. Man, some of these days just drive me crazy. Tried this guy, didn't work. And then I couldn't find the wrench anymore. I think I used it to put it, there it is. Looking everywhere underneath that thing. All right, in any event. So next thing, the kit comes with this little piece of heat shrink tubing that you're supposed to put over the return barb there. So get that on there, get that shrunk, and then we're ready to put it all together. Yeah, I don't know what they were smoking. This is 3/8. Now you see it laying flat here. It's about the same size as that thing. There's no way that's gonna go on there. See if I don't think I have any normal heat shrink that's bigger than that. This is 3/8. By normal, I mean the stuff that doesn't have the glue in it. So I'm not sure. It says here, although the hose will adequately seal by using the hose clamp and cover, the heat shrink tubing allows for a tighter seal. Well, I don't think I can get it on there, so I'm going to skip it. I may send them a message and see about that, but I don't see on any way on earth that thing's going to go, and it doesn't stretch either. So, all right, well, it didn't come out exactly as I wanted, but I think it's okay. When I was saying before nothing was going to interfere here, of course I forgot about the Pitman arm underneath, so I couldn't run them completely under there. But I wanted this hose to be longer, so I ended up cutting it short somehow. I wanted it to kind of follow the same path as the other one. So this one's a little short, but that's okay. I think it's fine. Everything's nice and snug in here. Hopefully no leaks. It's clear of the, got about an inch between the belt there and the pulleys and stuff, so I think that's fine. I'm going to slap the Pitman arm on and this thing's done. All right, and last but not least, I can do this with one hand up there. Not likely. Yeah, we'll come back for that. All right, we are done. I need to get this cable up out of the way here, but it's all in. Anybody have any advice on how much to torque this down, or if you just torque it till you can't torque it no more? I just used some channel locks on it. It seemed to seat pretty well. It seems all right. I was a little suspect about this, that this was the wrong Pitman arm, that it was too long because it was longer than the idler arm on the other side. But then I noticed the center link here comes out this way and in this way here. So they are supposed to be two separate links. Because when I was trying to put this up, it was kind of hitting in the center here. Sorry. But it looks like it's correct now. Now that I snugged it all up, it pulled it up higher. So I think everything's okay. It's good. So part of the reason I've wanted to get this in for a long time is the wheels on the car. Without that Pitman arm, they have a lot of play in them. So when you're trying to move the car, they tend to flip around like this and makes it hard for the car to roll. But now there's no play in the jeez, no play in the center link or anything there now, so it's all nice and snug. The other reason, of course, is I don't want to run any of these accessories dry, so I want to make sure I've got power steering fluid and stuff in there before I run them. And without the power steering box in here and everything, who knows what would have happened. So that's all clean. So I'm pretty happy with this. Let me know what you guys think. I'm digging it. Hopefully next time we'll be able to dig back into the electrical and get that moving. If not, I still have to deal with these brake lines here. They're hitting the inner fender well there. I can't even get the rear one in. So I got some new stuff to try and play around with that. Some tubing benders and stuff so I can tweak these out a little bit here. That one's okay. And a different hose thing for the back there. But part of that's going to be taking this proportioning valve back off because I think I know I stripped it or cross-threaded it, and I'm not really sure it's working properly now. So I want to take it off and look at the threads again and make sure that the stuff is seating properly, because if not, I need to get a new one. Yeah, I like it. You know, I've been trying to stay away from too much chrome and aluminum stuff in here to have it, you know, too shiny. And so I've been trying to use it sparingly, which is why I wasn't sure about these things. I do like the way those hoses look down there, though. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to be using a lot of this stainless style stuff around the car. In general, I don't really like that look, but I like it right there. It looks good. Okay, so that's going to do it. I'm tired from crawling up and down all over the place today. I hope everybody had a good new year. Let's all hope 2021 is way better than 2020. Not jinxing it. Well, let's hope it is. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Adios.